Alright, we're going to be working on exercise 21 in this video. So make sure you turn to page 114 in your textbook, so 114 in your textbook, and we'll get started. Open file pub 21, so I have it right here. And now I'm going to zoom in so that way you can actually see it. So I'm on the laptop, so much smaller screen. Okay, so step number 2, save the file as 21info underscore my initials. So I'm going to do that. 21info underscore my initials, not info. Info. Save it. Great. Alright, in the telephone extension section, so this one right here, select all the paragraphs containing extensions. Now when they say paragraphs, a paragraph doesn't necessarily need to be longer. It's just the idea of if you push enter, it makes into a new paragraph. So even though these are all one line, these are each considered a paragraph by publisher. So select all the paragraphs containing extensions. I'm going to do that. So select it just like this. And then use the tabs dialog box to insert a right aligned tab stop with a bullet leader at 4.5 inch mark. Okay, the way to open up the tab dialog box is you have to be on the home tab and then go over to the paragraph group and click on this button right here, which is paragraph settings. When it comes up, you need to click on the tabs tab and then put in the settings you need. So it says here to insert a right aligned tab stop, so I'm going to choose right for alignment. And it says here with a bullet leader, so this one right here, at the 4.5 inch mark. So default tab stops, if you press the tab button on your keyboard, it's going to make it go over half an inch. So that's not what we're dealing with right here. What you do need to do is for the tab stop, that's where the text stops when you push the tab button when you create a tab. And this one is going to be 4.5 inches. So the quotation marks mean inch, and then click OK. And now you notice right here we have our tab stop. So this one's aligned to the left. To the right. Now if you need to change how a tab is aligned, normally you'll just move your mouse up here and click. And you can set a tab stop. I can get rid of it pulling it down. There we go. Like that. If I want to change it, I can just move my mouse over here and click on this, and it'll change it. So I have my left one like that, center, and then right align. So I'll put it back to, and this is decimal right here. I'll put it back to the left, but let's move on to our next step. Step number 4, click between the name and the extension. So basically, click right here, name and the extension, and then press tab on each of the lines. So tab, and you'll notice I get that new line. Tab, get that new line. Tab, get that new line. Tab, tab. If I can get it, there we go. Tab, tab, and tab. So you notice it's lined up. I have that little space there, and then the reason there's bullet points here going from where you press tab to this is that bullet leader we selected. So when you choose a bullet leader, whatever it is, so I did bullet points, but if you do just a tab leader, it could be a line or whatever, it'll go from wherever you press tab to the actual tab stop, and you can see it's aligned up to the right because of how the text is. So then step number 5, select all the phone extensions and drag the right aligned tab marker on the ruler to 4.75 mark. So grabbing the phone extensions, it says you're selected, and then we're going to move it. It's at 4.5. I'm going to click, hold down, move it to 4.75. So you can see it lines up with that line right there. And we adjusted it. Then step number 6. So that's another way you can adjust your tab stops, is that way. Step number 6, indent the paragraphs under the checkout and restaurant reservations by 1/2 inch using the increase indent button on the toolbar. Well, where is that? I'm glad you asked. What you do is click, of course, where you need to, and then right over here is my decrease indent position and increase, and I'm going to use that. So I clicked in the paragraph. Remember, it's going to adjust the paragraph that the insertion point is in. So I click in front of it like that, push it. Very simple to do. So that's another way you can add a tab, and I can keep pushing it if I want to keep moving, and of course it moves by 1/2 inch each time. And then it says here, apply a 1/2 inch left indent to the list of personal items by selecting the text and dragging the left indent marker on the ruler. So right here I'm going to select the personal items. Oh, you know what? I skipped a step. Excuse me. Step number 7. Use paragraph dialog box and set left and right indents of 1/2 inch each for the first paragraph under personal items. So let's do that. You can tell it's late here, as you can see on the clock, or later I should say. So I've selected the text under personal items. I go to my paragraph, or this dialog box here, choose tabs, and then, or excuse me, indent and spacing, and it says here left needs to be 0.5 and also right, and you can get a preview of it here, which is pretty nice, each for the first paragraph under personal items, and press OK, and you can see it did it for me. So basically this exercise is showing us each different way you can change an indent. So it's very important because you're going to want to know all of them, because sometimes it's easier to do a certain way than it is to do another way. And then now we're on step number 8, as I'm getting ahead of myself. Apply a 1/2 inch left indent to the list of personal items by selecting the text and dragging the left indent marker on the ruler. So this is the left indent marker here. This is the top line, so this adjusts only the top, or it's supposed to only adjust the top line. But I'm going to go ahead and I can actually move it. In Microsoft Word, well, okay, here's the reason why. These are all new paragraphs, and so it's going to move each line. But if you had multiple lines in your paragraph, this is the top line, and then these are, or first line, and then these are the rest of your lines here. So that's the reason why it's moving. But that is how you do the first part of exercise 21. Now, or excuse me, first we need to print before we're completely done. So you know how to print. I'm not going to show you how to do that. Save your work. Now, this is very important. Pay attention. The next part of this exercise, the on your own, you're going to do something a little bit different. I don't have a video for you to watch, but what I do have in the class folder, or actually, excuse me, for the assignment, are 2 files you need to download. There are 2 images that you're going to be using. So I basically named them 21 TOC, and then image 1, and then there's image 2. So, and what you need to do is you're going to complete that exercise by making it look like those images. So I didn't put the actual file up because I don't want you to just take the file and save it as your name and put it in. But I want you to make it as close as possible to the pictures that I have saved. So they're ping files, and they're going to be inside with the assignment if you click on it. So just kind of like how you find the video link, there's going to be files attached to the assignment. It'll be on Plus Portals. These images, you'll still submit the file, so you need to submit a print of it because of you will have, it says in step 5 to print the publication. So basically you're handing 4 files for this one, 2 PDFs, 2 publications, but use those 2 images to complete the exercise. Make it as similar as possible to it, because of course if you have things different, I'll end up having to take off points. So make sure you pay close attention, submit the correct files, and then of course hopefully you'll learn while you're doing it too and have a little bit of fun. So that is how you complete the first part of exercise 21 and how to go on to the on your own part of 21.